The Under-Recruited Athlete Show proudly introduces Keshane Hinckley, a walk-on athlete who earned a starting position on the powerhouse program of HBCU Bowie State University. As a graduate student, Hinckley has excelled as a bulldog player on an undefeated Bulldogs team, securing a CIAA championship. His hard work and determination have made him an integral part of the passing game and a proven leader. Despite facing challenges, Hinckley has showcased his abilities both in the classroom and on the field. Throughout his impressive career at Bowie State, he has played in 32 games, accumulating 86 receptions for 1,070 yards and 9 touchdowns, with his longest catch being 68 yards. Hinckley has received Player of the Game and All-Conference honors, and he has recently been named to the Black College Football Player of the Year Watchlist, an award presented annually to the most outstanding football player from a historically black college and university. Hinckley is an accomplished academic athlete, consistently achieving honor roll status and making the dean's list throughout his college years. With a strong determination, Hinckley's post-college goal is to eventually become a college athletic director.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Under-Recruited Athlete Football Show podcast. I am your host, Kiara Michelle, and I have another great special guest for you all the way from Bowie State University, my alma mater, Mr. Keshane Hinckley, who I will be referring to as Vaughn. He is from Bowie State University. Please tell everybody your name, where you play college football, your position, and your current classification.
My name is Keshane Hinckley. I play at Bowie State. I'm a wide receiver, and right now I'm a grad student going into my last year.
What is your current major as a grad student?
Oh, my current major is organizational communications.
Not my major. Not my major. What was your undergrad? Because I'm curious.
It was in sports management, and I concentrated in public relations, so it was a way for me to tie both of them together.
Yes, because I am a public relations girly. I love that so much. Okay, let's not get distracted here. Can you tell us about your recruitment process when you were in high school?
My recruitment process while I was in high school, I was a pretty decent player, I would say. But my path was a little different getting to college because I decided to stay home for 2 years because my mom was sick. So I had to start from ground zero after the year or two I took off to try to get back into school and the rhythm of playing football. And Coach Wilson gave me a shot at Bowie State off a walk-on, and I just went with it from there.
So what was the process? Did you just apply to multiple schools, or did you pick certain schools specifically with good football programs?
Honestly, I kind of did that. Like, I looked around. I was looking for good football programs where I looked like I could tie into. At the time, Bowie State was an air raid offense, and I was like, that's right down the street. They're real good, and like, what receiver wouldn't want to play in an air raid offense?
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Landover, Maryland, but I live in Laurel now.
Got it. So playing D1 or D2 didn't really matter to you?
At the point, no. I felt like I just wanted to get back into the game. I just knew I was D1 or D2 like potential, but anybody who gave me a shot, I was just going to run with it.
When you got to Bowie State, were you intimidated at all by the schedule or the workouts or any part of playing college football?
No, not at all, because if you can ask anybody around the facility, I'm a worker, so being intimidated by another man is not in my blood.
Can you give us a day in the life of like a in-season player look like?
Ooh, a day in the life of an in-season player. All right, I'm gonna give it to you for Bowie State. Mondays we are normally off. Tuesdays we have night practice, but before the night practice at 7, we have meetings at 4, and then after that Wednesdays we have an earlier practice at 3:45 3:45, 4 o'clock. But right after that, we have meetings, and that thing goes for Thursday, and Friday is like a walkthrough and the travel day if we have to travel. So it gets real busy as far as the classes too, because you got to schedule your classes around football. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so those night practices, what time did they typically end?
3 hours, so probably around like 10
When did you
to
do homework or
9:30.
classwork or anything?
See me. I get all my stuff done because I graduated Bowie with a 3.85. So
Oh,
I
praise
did.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I did all my stuff ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to worry about it when I got home and stuff like that. So yeah,
Did you live on campus or were you a commuter?
no, I was a commuter.
Oh gosh, when did you do homework or anything? The time schedule, Jesus.
The time, any free time I had, it was homework and stuff like that. Just making sure I got stuff done between that and work. So
How much did your grades play a factor when you got to college?
it played a big factor because when you get to college, you're paying for it. So when you realize, the school is giving grants for your grades and stuff like that, why not get good grades to get a grant from the school? It's just
Did it
applying
at
yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, at any time did it affect your ability to play on the field or other
No,
players?
I don't think so. I think when you do stuff like that, it kind of helps you on the field. Like if you can study a little bit and you can have good study skills, it helps you with the playbook. Because if you went to Bowie, we don't huddle up, so we have signals and stuff like that. So you have to remember that. You got to remember every route on the field. So I think they tie hand in hand.
Do you think that ties hand in hand with watching film as well?
It does, because if someone teaches you how to watch film, you just see what you look for and stuff like that. So it's study habits are study habits, whether it's academically or in a sport.
Can you tell us the expectations of first year players at Bowie State?
First year players at Bowie State, with us being a good organization in school, it's kind of high. Like I think they recruit very well, so they're looking for guys to come in and play, which they have had before. So as a freshman, I just say like come in ready to play. You can't have that mindset thinking you're a freshman and you're not going to play, because then that's what's really going to happen. So if you come in and you think you're going to play, you might get on the field, and then it's all on you at that point.
Now, as a seasoned player, like you said, you're a grad student, you did your undergrad there. Do you have a certain expectation for yourself coming into this season?
Yeah, I was a first team all conference guy last year. I was a little short from 1,000 yards. Uh, Personally, I want to get to a national championship because I played on the only undefeated team at Bowie State. I played on the only team to get as far as we did at Bowie State. So I know how it feels to, get that far in the playoffs. I want all the younger guys to feel that feel so they can continue the tradition at Bowie State. But personally, my goals got a tie with the team goals, and I think 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. I think that helps the team, if that makes sense.
Do you feel that you have a certain responsibility? Like, even if you're, like, not named a captain, do you feel you have a responsibility to those younger guys to be a mentor to them?
Yeah, because I didn't really, well, I'm not going to say I didn't really have that because it was a unit thing. But right now, with me being one of the older guys, I'm having a lot of younger guys around me. I feel like it's up to me to tell them, like, the ropes that I had to go through, so make it easier on them throughout their process at Bowie State.
No, that's good. And for someone who said they don't really talk a lot, you seem to be doing pretty well right now.
No, I know how to articulate myself. I just choose to be quiet.
With that being said, how is the social life as a college athlete?
See me, I wasn't on campus too much. Like I said, I took 2 years off from football. I was trying to get back to football, so my main focus was on football. So my social life, I'm not gonna say it hindered because I do go out and do stuff like that, but my main focus was the main focus, and it was football at the time. So
Are there times during the season where your coaches say you're not allowed to do this or that?
yes, homecoming. Homecoming not for Bowie State athletes. It's like until we win that game, that's when you can go celebrate. But that week, it's festivities that whole week. You're not supposed to be out. So
Because if
yeah,
we on
that's
the
homecoming.
inside, us on the outside of that, we're like, oh, they just chose not to come. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a stipulation that they just
Oh no,
can't go.
that's one thing. You do not show up at no homecoming events until after we win that game.
I think y'all only show up to one, and it's that
The
opening
one,
pep rally.
Mm-hmm.
that one, and then we don't see y'all for the rest of the week.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of that, what is your mindset on game day?
My mindset, man, game day. I'm a calm person, so I'm super calm. You probably won't hear me talk too much. I'm just locked in. Uh, I don't really eat too much on game days. I don't know if it's butterflies or whatever. I just keep it. All right, I just go in and eat a little bit of fruit, and then I'm just locked in. Like that's all I can really say
As
about
long
how I
as
am
you
on
eat
game day.
something, because I just got so concerned. You said don't eat
Yeah.
nothing. That concerned me just now. Um, do you have any advice for like high school senior football players, junior football players who are starting that, recruiting process, starting to make their decisions? Do you have any advice for them?
Uh, Go to where you feel like it's home. Don't because coaches are meant to sell people dreams. That is their job to get players there. So you may think you're gonna come in and start because it's just glitter with gold. But if you visit and it doesn't feel like home, don't go there because you will be miserable and then you're gonna wind up transferring. I've seen that a lot of guys.
Do you see any pitfalls for some of the freshman athletes that come in?
Like pitfalls, as in
Their
like
downfalls, stuff that brings them down, could ruin their
oh yeah,
season.
it's a lot of things. So when you're going into a good program, I think, like I said, guys think they're going to come in and start because they was the guy at their high school. When you're coming into a good program, there's guys already there. So you might have to take a red shirt year and develop yourself as a college athlete. And a lot of them, I think it's hard for them to adjust to that because, they were their guy at their high school. But a lot of guys, after they take that red shirt year and they get on the field for the first time, it's like, whoa, we was going against a top-ranked defense, and now this is a little slow for us. So now they're able to play at their fullest capacity on the field, if that makes sense.
No, that's been one of the reoccurring statements I've gotten for that question. There's a chain of command here. Do your time. Work
Mm-hmm.
at it. Don't come in thinking you're the man because you're a freshman now. You
As
bottom of
Coach
food
KJ
chain.
would say, you got to pay your dues.
Coach who, so we can give him credit?
Oh, Coach KJ, Coach Kyle Jackson would say, you got to pay your dues.
Which one? Big or the little? Because ain't they
Oh,
two?
big KJ.
Big K Jack. Okay.
Yeah, big KJ.
Make sure we tag him in this video. He don't text people back, but that's besides the point. Are there any other special hobbies or talents that you have?
I'm an all-around athlete. Like, you can ask around. I'm real good at basketball, stuff like that. I'm just an active person. I'm a real athlete, so I don't know. That's probably the only thing. I don't really do too much. I'm a chill person.
Has there ever been a time where you like, man, I'm gonna go help out the basketball team?
Nah. 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 I think that part, I was told in high school, like, after my senior year, they was like, you got to pick one. Man, I obviously picked one, so.
I don't know, because my brother, too. My brother is, I don't know, 6 feet. He real tall. He taller than me. He real tall.
Mm.
So it's times where, like, even his high school basketball coach is like, you sure you're not coming to play basketball with us? He's like, no, I'm a football player. So,
You
I
see,
get it.
and my size played a factor, too. I'm 5'8". Nobody's going to want a 5'8" guy. Well, not no one, but, basketball is a numbers thing when you get to a certain time, so.
Well, I don't think... No, actually, I do. What was your outlook on the season of Bowie State's last year?
Last year, my outlook, for me being there for a little bit and accomplishing what I accomplished, it was a downfall. We broke the home street record, which was something that was near and dear to Bowie State for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just something to fuel off of this year. So it was a learning lesson. Cause I'll say I could say I was kind of spoiled. You see what I'm saying with the great teams that I was a part of. Just for me to now be able to lead one this year. I want to see the challenge. I like challenges, so yeah.
No, trust me, I get it. Being on those sidelines to like win those championship rings, to seeing what happened this season, I get it. It was hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was heartbreaking. I was so sad for that season to end. It was so sad. But y'all gonna get it this year. Y'all gonna get it together. I appreciate you so much for coming on the show and to talk about, the process and life as a college athlete.
Yeah, you're welcome. I appreciate y'all.
All right, that is the Under-Recruited Athlete Football Show with Mr. Keshane Hinckley, a.k.a. Vaughn.
Yeah.